It's Week 8 of the National Football League.
And we'll see the dynamic Justin Fields. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week.
It's the Jets and the Dolphins. And it's coming up next on EA Sports.
Well, Brock, the fans were out and shouting J-E-T-S Jets well before the gates opened here. And now they fill the stands of MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Jason Sanders is out, ready to kick this one away. And away we go from East Rutherford. Fielded at the 7. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. So the Jets take the field for their first drive. And bringing them out, an electrifying runner and a former first-round pick back in 2021, Justin Fields.
Hey, it wasn't a banner game you had last week, stuff in the stat sheet, but still one that falls squarely into the good territory. Had a couple touchdowns to make up for the one interception, and his effort was enough to be one of the pillars in their win, and certainly some momentum to build on today.
That's caught. It's Breece Hall. And 2 yards is all he's going to get before he's caught. That was a Fatu Melifonwu there to make the play. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Out of the shotgun, Fields. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And then brings up third down.
Everybody wants to play quarterback until a play like that. Almost no resistance off the ball and the defense ready to maul you. It was all he could do to get rid of it before he gets just clocked.
He's running for it. And he'll get it up to the 44. That play good for 17 on a first down.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for a QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a first down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Fields out of the gun. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
And look at that. All that effort and success from the previous play, it is gone. Credit to this defense who snapped and cleared. That's part of this game. You got to snap and clear. Give up a big play, come back and make a big one for yourself. And they do, getting home with that sack.
They really need some chunk yardage here on second down. Here's Breece Hall on the ground for the first time. And not much doing. He stopped quickly. The rookie from Michigan, there that time. Gotta figure out this third down here. Shotgun snap to Fields. He lobs it up, looking deep to the right side. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. First time this game they've looked to him. So that brings up 4th and long. Here comes the punting unit for the Jets. And this will put an end to the drive after it stalled out. He punted 4 times last week in the win, and his first of this week is away. And hey, at least he held onto the football, but they will get nothing on that return. So the Dolphins offense headed out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by a proud Samoan and one of your few fellow lefty QBs, Brock, Tua Tagovailoa.
You know, Kate, sometimes they say great quarterbacks are like great point guards. And much like we measure point guards in basketball with the assist-to-turnover ratio, and you love a 3-to-1 assist-to-turnover ratio that will win you ball games, same with quarterbacking. 3 touchdowns, 1 pick, and a big old win last week.
And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. 1st and 10 now. Here's Tagovailoa. That's caught. Devon Achane. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
And he's able to manage a couple on that run. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Shotgun snap now to Tagovailoa. Taken in by Smith. And he goes out. Just needed one more step there to reach midfield. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Out of the gun, Tagovailoa. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth, but a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it, except for this defense that just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
Here's someone from a family of punters, Ryan Stonehouse, on to punt on 4th. He was only needed twice in last week's win, and he gets this one away. And he calls for the fair catch, and he's got it at the 14-yard line. The Jets and Breece Hall about set to go on offense. And you know who the ball is going to when they reach the red zone. He's currently top 5 across the NFL in rushing scores this season. They'll start this one out with Hall. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next. Off play action, it's Fields. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete.
Well, that was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field.
And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
1st down, ball at the 36. They send the tight end in motion. Fields on 1st down. Has him on the quick hitter. He gets it ahead, winds up with about 3. Play brought to an end by Jalen Ramsey. 2nd down now, 7 to go. Play action, Fields. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. It's a gain of 17 on that one. And it's good enough for a New York 1st down. Another throw for Fields. Short pass brought in. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs. All right, set now, 1st and 10. Hall takes it straight ahead. And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3.
I know that may look like a whole lot of nothing burger on the stat sheet, but those are the kind of plays, that inside run, that you see creative play action come off of later in the game.
Caught by the tight end, running that corner. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Working inside the red zone. Escapes out to the left. And they will score. Touchdown, New York. The Jets take a 6-0 lead in the 1st quarter. It's a Justin Fields touchdown. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith. Right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist. And you got to be an artist that can create when things break down. And that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
Carlson all set now for the kickoff. D. Eskridge to return it. This return makes it up to the 25. So Miami headed out for its second drive of the game. And they're certainly hoping for some better results here after that first drive ended in a punt. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Running back sent in motion. Second and 10 now. That's brought in by Westbrook-Akine. And he pushes it up across the 30 before going out. 5 DBs out there for the Jets. Third down. Tua now from the gun. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up fourth down. Ryan Stonehouse back out there again to punt it away. And he wants to hit his second effort just as well as he hit his first. His first punt went 50. This is away and looks even better. He calls for the fair catch and has it at the 22-yard line. We don't get a return out of that punt. And it'll be Jets football. Offense ready to begin this drive. First and 10. They're going play action. Cut out left. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. Ashton Davis there on the stop. Second and 6 coming up here.
Hurry up.
They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. On the counter, Hall. He's able to drive that pile about a yard. It was Tyrell Johnson with the tackle. They pick up one on the run. Need more, though. That takes them to 3rd and 5. So we're through one quarter of this AFC East contest. Neither side separating much so far. More from MetLife coming right up. Time for the second quarter of play. It's Jets football. They have it on 3rd and 5. Back to throw. Here's Fields. He's taken down. The Dolphins rush gets home. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
I think his decision-making wrote a check that his legs couldn't catch this time. This QB could run, and he's ranging, looking for space, looking for an outlet. But there was none to be had. No escape route available this time.
Another punt coming up. Austin McNamara to again do the honors. Tyreek Hill deep for the Dolphins. And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return. That one an impressive 57-yard kick. And it'll be Dolphins football. Opening carry for Devon Achane. He'll cobble together a yard there. Will McDonald there on the tackle. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Tagovailoa now working from the gun. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Working across the middle, Brock. It is tough for anybody to make plays through all that mess, even when you're the biggest and baddest pass catcher on the roster.
But as a tight end, you're going to be disappointed because that's what you're paid to do. It's one thing for those undersized receivers you talk about. It's another one for these big tight ends. You are paid to make that catch through contact, and he couldn't do it.
12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
Tagovailoa on 1st down. Caught by Westbrook-Akine. And he's able to get this down to the 36. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Going left side, Madison with it. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical 3rd down.
He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he's brought down after a short gain.
Those kind of completions are so frustrating, Kate. It's like a putt. You got it on line, you feel good about it's going in the hole, but you never want to leave it short.
Inside handoff goes to Madison. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. And that run won't come close. That's a turnover on downs.
Well, a blitz on 4th down's a gutsy call, but it can work against a pass or a run. Good luck running for the sticks when you got a whole defense crashing you right off the snap.
The Jets have their offense ready to go again. They're already on a modest little winning streak here, currently in position to stretch it to 3 games as they take the field again. Nice field position for the Jets as they come up 1st and 10. They start the drive at home. And this is a nice gain that stopped at the 47. Good rip on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 2. Here's Hall once more. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped at his own side at the 49. 2 yards on the pickup. And it'll give the Jets a 1st down. Well, it looks like the defense jumps just before the snap there.
Neutral zone infraction, defense.
Broke the plane before the snap, and that's going to give the offense some free yardage.
Still 1st down.
So they'll only need 5 now after that neutral zone infraction penalty. Here's Fields to throw. And this one won't be caught, but we got a flag here. Looked like there may have been some early contact before that throw arrived.
Defense.
So a little too much contact on the part of the defender, and the officials flag him for it. 1st down throw for Fields. Taking a big shot for the end zone, and there's a man there. It's intercepted. Ifatu Melifonwu with the INT. And the Dolphins take possession as he makes his 4th interception of our season. Well, I know I don't need to tell you, partner, but if you're going to try to get aggressive, really push a throw downfield like that, you have to be smart about how you do it.
Yeah, that is spot on, Kate. If you've got to find that spot when you know the coverage won't be able to hold up, especially as you go 20, 30, 40 yards down the field. Hey, listen, these defenders in the league today, you throw a ball deep down the field like that, it turns into a 50-50 ball. More times than not, they can make a play and take it away just as they did.
He's got Smith. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. Tackle made there by Derek Nottie. 2nd and 6 coming up here. A handoff for Madison running left. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. They get 13 on the pickup. And that's going to give the Dolphins a 1st down. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. 1st down, here's Tua. Throw right side, caught by Smith.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Here's 2nd and 7. He'll get this complete to Westbrook-Akine. And he's caught after a gain of about 2. It was Andre Sisco who hauled him down there. They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6. Tua setting up to throw. Complete out to the right. And he's brought down, but there's some laundry on the field.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Just a momentary loss of focus, a break in discipline, and not a good moment individually as he gets hit with that personal foul. They'll run here following the penalty. And he'll knife his way through for a pickup of 4.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, that's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
This finds Smith. It looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. Quincy Williams making the tackle. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Blitz coming, Tua. Looking right, and he finds him. And he's out of bounds right at that 25-yard line. Call it 7 yards on the play, and that's enough for the first down.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
And they're going to stop him after he wiggles his way forward for 2.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. So it's the 2-minute warning here from MetLife. The Dolphins trailing on the scoreboard. 3rd and 4 coming up now. Out of the gun, Tagovailoa splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Achane reels it in. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, if they were concerned about losing yards, running it on 1st down, it just happened anyway. Not many passes end in a loss. Hopefully they got a little more aggressive strategy coming here on 2nd down.
And he's caught behind the line for a loss. Now the Dolphins call a timeout. It's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. And it's a nickel look from the Jets. 3rd down. Sticking to the air, it's Tagovailoa. Finds his man, Waddle. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play. The Jets take their first timeout. 4th down, and on comes Jason Sanders for the Dolphins field goal. A little more than a chip shot. This is 25 yards. Aubrey puts it through. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
Well, that's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
That's going to be taken in at the 8. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Jets headed out on offense late in this first half. And leading just 7-3 might be better to take a knee and take the lead into the locker room. Just over 30 seconds left in the half as they come to the line. Fields on 1st down. Flushed out of the pocket. He's running with it. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. Great start to the drive. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield after just 1 play. On 1st and 10, it's Fields. On the move, headed right. He's keeping it again. And he's tackled for a short gain. Timeout called by the Jets. That's their final one. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Shotgun snap to Fields. And that's going to be incomplete. Still time for a couple of plays, though. 15 seconds left. No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Fields out of the gun. Oh, he put some heat on this deep cut at the 20-yard line. And he's out a yard or 2 shy of the 15. It's a massive 35-yard pickup. 1st down.
One thing we don't have in football is we don't have that radar gun. But if we did, Kate, this is the kind of throw, when you throw it that deep outside the numbers, that requires a serious fastball, serious arm strength, and he just showed it off.
And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And add 3 to their lead as it extends to 7.
I know, you always want to finish drives in the end zone, but no matter what, the important thing is they end in some kind of points. And that's mission accomplished there.
And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. Looking to throw. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there when you saw the field. It's going to be second down. That brings us to the break. The Jets with a halftime lead here in East Rutherford. Now we'll send you down the East Coast to Orlando. Turn things over to our buddy Jonathan Coachman in the EA Sports Halftime Report.
We got an excellent first half from the dynamic quarterback, Justin Fields. He was able to take it in himself for the game's only touchdown. And you wonder if this coaching staff will ask him to do a bit more the rest of the way. With that, the two squads are headed out of the tunnel. So let's get you back out to K. Scott and Brock Hewer.
All right, thank you, Coach. And we are back and about set to begin the second half. Carlson all set now for the kickoff. Hardy on the return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Dolphins are back on offense. Tua Tagovailoa out there once again. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Running right, it's Madison. And he won't win the race to the outside. That run's bottled up at the line. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10. Tua now from the gun. Into traffic, complete. He's forward, gets a couple of yards. Wrapped up on that play by big Quinnen Williams. 5 DBs out there for the Jets. 3rd down. Shotgun snap now to Tagovailoa. Along the sideline, he brings it in. They say he got the feet down too. Excellent work. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the 1st down.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
1st and 10 from the 41. Oh, saw some movement there. That's going to cost them 5.
Ball start, offense.
So tough to stay set when you've got defenders doing everything they can to make you jump, and, well, they got one of them to move that time. Running it after the penalty. And he's only going to take this forward to about the 38. 2 yards on the run. Still ground to make up, though, as they face 2nd and 13. Tagovailoa now working from the gun. That's brought in by Westbrook Akine. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. Back to throw, Tua. He's throwing deep to the left side. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. The Jets out to begin another drive. And it has been all about these defenses so far, Brock. Even into the 2nd half, we're still waiting for one of these offenses to take charge.
Yeah, what you're feeling, these defenses are making every yard tough, every 1st down tough, every series tough. And offensively, yeah, it's time to toughen up, and maybe more importantly, sharpen up.
And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
Finding Reynolds. And this one doesn't go far. Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Out of the shotgun, Fields. Complete beyond the marker. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
They're set up at the 35 now. 1st down throw for Fields. Finds a seam down the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That one goes for 25 yards. And it's good enough for a New York 1st down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. On first down, here comes Hall. And with a nice gain, he runs him down inside of field goal range. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have 2nd down and 3. They go right back to Hall. Breaks the tackle, still going. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Okay, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
And he's short of the first after a mild gain. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Hall running between the tackles. And he doesn't get this one very far, down to only about the 18. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Fields throwing here. Rolling left, buying some time. And they take this in for the score. The Jets push their lead further to start the half. It's a Justin Fields touchdown. Wow, great work there by the quarterback. The play broke down, didn't really have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise, and in the end, Brock, the best call he could have made.
Yeah, and you can do it in different ways in today's NFL, right? The Tom Brady's just recently retired. He did it with his brain. He did it with his mind, but you've got to be able to improvise, as you said. You got to be able to create when a play breaks down, and when you can put 6 on the board, man, does that infuse your offensive group with confidence.
Carlson all set now for the kickoff. Hardy on the return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Miami set to take over once again on offense. And they'll try for better results this time around, Brock, after they had to punt it away last time out. First down, here's Tua. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Kate, speaking from experience here, what happens now with the 3rd sack allowed, especially on an early down like that, is that head coach and coordinator going to have a conversation. Okay, we got to fix this. Do we slide? Do we chip? Do we keep more people in? Because the one thing you can't do is keep getting your quarterback hit.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Another try following the sack. Has a man, it's Achan. We'll head out of bounds after a small gain.
You know, as any quarterback is going to tell you, that's one of the most difficult things to do, knowing you're going to get blasted. That defender's coming right at you, but you got to throw an accurate ball. It does 2 things. Number 1, it strikes fear in the defense, and number 2, you gain respect of your teammates.
So he jumped too early, and that's going to cost him 5 yards.
Still 3rd down.
Well, the call helps, but still a 3rd down to figure out now. Throwing now, Tunga Vailoa. Able to find Achan. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
It's plays like that, Kate, right, wrong. Where I sit and judge a defense. I judge the awareness. I judge how well that coordinator's got him equipped to see what's going on the field, and not just see it, but attack it. And they devoured that screen game on 3rd down.
And he's brought down before the return gets far. The Jets returning their offense and this running back to the field. Big kick on that one, 62 yards. And it's going to be their football coming up. Shotgun snap, a give to Hall. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
That's pretty good right there now. You don't always expect a sizable gain when you run it on 1st down. You just want some yards to set up an easier 2nd down play. But they will take that execution every time.
1st down, and they go right back to him. He gets it forward for a gain of 3. That was a Fatu Melifonwu there to make the play. 2nd down now, 7 to go. They run. Here's Hall. And he works this to the 38 before going down. He picks up 15 on the play. And it'll give the Jets a first down. New set of downs for him at the 38. Going to the ground again on first. And he ranges forward to the 31 before they bring him down. It's a solid 7-yard pickup on first down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3. From the gun, it's Hall. And he's tackled with the first down yardage. So we're through 3 here. This one not out of reach quite yet, but it is a 2-score game to begin the 4th. All right, all set up now. 1st and 10. Hall takes it straight ahead. And they'll stop him after a short pickup to the 24. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9. This time it's a passing play. That's caught. He finds Alan Lazard. And he's out of bounds inside the red zone, just short of the 15. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Fields to throw it. And he will score. Touchdown, New York! The Jets have likely locked up the win right there. Garrett Wilson with the touchdown. They were throwing for it there, and they didn't care who knew about it, Bronk. And it turns out, hey, nothing was going to stop them either.
Yeah, there's something about an empty formation. You are declaring to a defense, other than QB draw, this ball is going to be in the air. But at the same time, you also force the defense's hand. There's only so many coverages they can play, and they just exposed them.
Point after from Carlson is up and good. And the Jets stretch their lead to 21. Carlson all set now for the kickoff. Hardy on the return. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. The Miami offense headed out there now. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. Setting up the screen. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
Here's 2nd and 2. He's got it to him yet again, and that one is caught. A 7-yard pickup, and it moves the chains. New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. First and 10 now. Here's Tagovailoa. Caught by Westbrook Akine.
There's no negatives ever on the grade sheet for a completion, but that's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, you'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
Here's Tagovailoa again. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
That sure ended up being worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down. And he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
Defense looking to defend the marker on 3rd down. Out of the gun, Tagovailoa. And he's there to knock away the pass and force a fourth down.
Any DB prefers a highlight reel interception to just forcing an incomplete pass. But as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible on the play, he gets his hands on it and made sure it wasn't completed.
Desperation time here on fourth. That one's caught along the left sideline. And he's all the way home. Touchdown, Miami! The Dolphins get it back to within 2 possessions. Tyreek Hill the touchdown. So no mistaking that play call, Brock. They send everybody on deep goes, and it winds up paying off. What a play.
And you'd think on the other side, defensively, they'd be ready for this. But this is truly a breakdown in the secondary. They're just not able to make a play on the ball in the air. And the end result, as you said, a big play and a touchdown.
Sanders connects on the point after. And the Dolphins get it back to a 14-point game. Sanders all set to send it away. Has this at the 6. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. The Jets and this running back headed back out for a new series. And those legs must be tired, but he ain't stopping, Brock. Not with the type of game that he's been having for himself on the ground. They're out and set, 1st and 10.
Right.
Off play action, it's Fields. Finds his target home. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, there was never a play in any playbook I ever saw designed for a lost yardage play when you throw the ball. But if there's any solace, at least it was 1st down. A couple more chances to make up for it.
And this one does not go far. Give him a yard back on the play. Now it's 3rd and 10. Fields out of the gun. Completed to Reynolds. And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
And the coverage team is there as he fields it, so almost nothing on that return before he stopped. That punt gets up to 59 yards. And they're going to take over possession. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Tagovailoa back to throw. He puts some power on a deep one left. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Tagovailoa now working from the gun. And he's there to send that one away. Incomplete.
Read and react, read and react, read and react. Got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and you got to react as he begins to throw to get to a spot and knock it away.
Throwing, here's Tagovailoa on 3rd. He has the first over the middle. There it is, touchdown Miami! The Dolphins now within 1 score in the 4th. It's a Jalen Waddle touchdown. Spread the field and send him all deep, baby. All right, this might be a stupid question, Brock, but what makes that play call successful against an NFL secondary?
Yeah, because 4 verts is good against a college secondary, a high school secondary, a Pop Warner secondary, because it burdens and stresses that defense. And if you got people that can run and you got 4 choices to choose from, oftentimes you'll find one to hit on.
Extra point is good by Sanders. And the Dolphins chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a 1-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Returning it from the 4. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. New York taking over once again. The offense heading out. And after that touchdown, cut their lead back to one score, Brock. A response in order as they take over. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Fields. Toward the sideline and caught by Wilson. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got 1st down.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darrell Jackson out in Seattle. They showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield.
Well, the good part is he did bring that play to a stop. Unfortunately, looks like he got banged up on the tackle. He's in some discomfort out there. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Here's Hall. And he cannot shake the tackler along the line of scrimmage. No gain on 2nd down, and they need 2 here on 3rd. On the counter, Hall. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
You spring a big gain like that, Kate, on the interior. 9 times out of 10, that O-line decisively won their matchup with the big fellas up front. They got those pads down. They created leverage, and they opened up that running lane.
He's got it over the middle. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. In a good spot here, 2nd and inches. Play action, Fields. He'll get this complete to Lazard. And he's brought down at the 17-yard line. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And it's good enough for a New York 1st down.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about 2 things: separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks, that's the trust, and then they got to believe that that separation can create the big play down the field.
And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Out of the shotgun, Fields. The throw is caught. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason this is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
3rd and a lone yard coming up. They'll try to run for it with Hall. And in a rarity today, he stopped at the line of scrimmage. Now just 4 seconds after our 2-minute warning, we've got another pause. Timeout taken by the defense. Setting up to pass. He finds him beyond the marker. Good gain here as he heads out of bounds. It's an 8-yard gain. What a great call on 4th down. It keeps this drive moving. Hall has the New York touchdown. The Jets go up by 2 scores, 13 points in the 4th. Breece Hall with the touchdown. Nice execution to get that counter to the end zone. Maybe not the play we expected, Brock, but the play that they needed right there.
I love a well-executed counter. I really do. It's like a good boxer, Kate. You set him up with a feint one way, and then you hit him with the knockout the other. Keep them from answering the bell and stopping you from reaching that end zone.
Carlson adds the extra point. And the Jets double their lead to 14. Carlson all set now for the kickoff. Hardy on the return. His return reaches that 34-yard line before he stopped. The Dolphins headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And this is some quality film review right here. Look at this. Couple of touchdowns. Good amount of yards, too. He's been moving them down the field like only he can. Putting together quite the game for himself in the process. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Tua now from the gun. Finds him over the middle. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. Clock running. Dolphins will hurry to the line. Tagovailoa on first down. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he's able to get it past midfield and down into the Jets' side. Miami calls a timeout here. It's second. From just shy of midfield on second down. He's got it to him yet again. That is caught. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. To throw. Finds a seam down the middle. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Here's Tua again. And that was probably their last gasp. It's intercepted. And the Jets will take over as he records his first interception of our season.
The best defenses, you can go look at it through the decades, are built from the inside out. And that's not just stopping the run on the inside out. That's playing your coverage from the inside out. That time, beautiful job by the defense of taking away the middle of the field, getting that interception, and setting their offense up for success.
The Jets offense now set to take over. And with just a lone timeout remaining across the field, they're going to be able to run out this clock on the victory. Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on first down. With the win in hand, they'll take the knee, let this clock run out. The Dolphins choosing to spend their final timeout here. Lining up to take a knee on second down. This will be a nice win for the Jets, who draw closer to it as they take a knee.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So the win goes to the Jets. And they draw first blood against a division rival. They'll go on the road later this year with a chance at completing that season sweep. With Brock Heward and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. It's a well-earned win for the Jets as we say so long from New York.